You're watching CCN, Clarksville Community Network. Produced by Goodwin Productions. Powered by CDE Lightband.
So one of the things I like to think about when we're putting together a show in-house that's something that we're creating ourselves and not borrowing from another institute is to try to find a local tie-in to whatever the theme is to our community. With this show in particular, a wonderful tie-in happened to be the ACME Boot Company, which is world known, that started here in Clarksville.
In fact, ACME Boot Company was known as the world's largest boot maker for nearly 6 decades. And they were a very influential company in the Western footwear industry. In fact, ACME became internationally known and were masters at being able to create the desire for people to buy cowboy boots by using art. Even in their packaging, as you see here, an example of a scene on a boot box that represents the West. And what boy or girl, or even men and women, didn't want to be a cowboy at some point in their lives? So ACME took full advantage of that. They were master marketers, and they used art in a big way in promoting their products over the 6 decades they were in business. They also created a marvelous series of state boots. Each state of the United States had a boot that they made to commemorate that state. We happen to have the Tennessee boot here. Other boots from other states might include the state motto or the state seal or the state's bird. But there are marvelous examples in leather of art as footwear. So think about cowboy boots. They're always different and stylish, and they are themselves forms of art, just like you've seen some of the other clothing items in here as art forms. So ACME was a great influencer of our culture in terms of the Western culture. Here's an example of a large merchandising display panel that they produced to play off of the lore and the legend of the West. Very detailed, very intricate, very well executed by a Nashville area artist by the name of Mike Drake. This was done back in the mid-1980s. And it's a wonderful example of modern technology. This is airbrush art. This was all done with modern airbrushes, but it's extremely detailed. Even the plaid on the shirt of the bull rider, the fur on the bull's head and horns, the detail. Great example of using Western themed art to, in this case, sell boots, the ACME brand, as you see on the sole of the boot. Another way in which ACME Boot Company used art in their merchandising was through commissioning well-known American painters. In this case, John Ford Clymer, who was a very well-known American realist painter during the 1940s and 50s. ACME commissioned him to do a series of scenes of American Western life, and all of the people in these paintings are wearing ACME boots, and they're extremely detailed and meticulously painted by John Clymer, but yet at the same time they incorporate these magnificent scenes of the West, in this case the mountains, ranch life, and just Western themed art that would depict, again, these wonderful scenes that he was so well known for.
And I like how he's taken the people, and they're just everyday people. It's just kids playing like you would play when everybody played growing up. You know, people on a camp out and cooking. So it's just the everyday person kind of fulfilling this dream of being part of the West.
For current and exclusive content, subscribe to CDE Lightband, connecting you at the speed of light.